47-yard run.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Lit Medallion. This very special edition of the Lit Medallion. Don't know how many we'll ever get, but it's our first one, and it's the eve of the conference championship game. What's your mood like? What's your mood like? There's probably two moods running through you. There's the jubilation of knowing we're actually in the conference championship game. There's the jubilation of knowing we weren't ever picked to be here, and we're here. We went 11-0, then slipped up in Denton, but we're still in the conference championship game. So there's jubilation there, but then there's probably an uneasiness, and rightfully so. We squeaked out of Western Kentucky. They put up 600 yards. And we put up over 500. I mean, yeah, they got 600. Okay, they got the magical 600 yards, but we got well over 500 yards. And we won the game 52-46. Had to intercept the ball late in the game. But we intercepted the ball late in the game and came out of Bowling Green, Kentucky with a win. And that's all that matters. That put us here, right? We lose that game, and then we lose up in Denton. We're not in this game. UAB is. We beat the defending champ to get here, to get to this point. What a magical season that this has been. But expectations change as the season goes on, right? And so we want our boys to play hard. We want our boys to get the victory tomorrow at 6 p.m. in the Alamo Dome. What are they going to have to do? Well, for one, I've said it, going to have to score a lot of points. Western Kentucky's defense compared to their offense it's almost criminal because they're not very well balanced at all. But when they throw the ball that much, when they always get the ball down the field and they can put 600 yards up on us, right? And many other yards up on other teams along the way. And they're coming into this game on a winning streak, playing good football. You know, we need to be prepared for what can happen. All possibilities are available to this football team, this Roadrunner football team. And we need to be adjusted to that. We could win a close game. We could lose a close game. We could blow them out. They could blow us out very easily, right? If we get the running game going and we get any kind of pressure on the QB, you know, we could force some errors from the QB, from their offensive team, and walk away with a pretty easy victory. But if they fire on all cylinders like they did up in Western Kentucky, boy, it could be something. Now, what we have going for us is probably our second largest crowd in school history. Is well at play. Well, we're not going to get 56,745 fans like we did our first ever football game, but chances are we do beat the record set when we played Texas State in 2013, or was it 2012? Might have been 2012. I don't know, but we set like 44,000 or something like that. That's at play. We could see 46,000 fans here. They've opened up the upper deck on the home visitors, on the visitor side. The home side's been open for the last couple games. So we get 46,000 maniacs in there screaming all at once. We've seen what it did to Southern Miss. We've seen what it did to UAB. You start getting them behind the chains, you know, having to throw the ball. Not that they can't, but instead of being 3rd and 10, now it's 3rd and 20. It changes a little bit because now he's going to have the time for those routes to go that deep, right? So we just got to bring our fandom. We just got to go out there and show the world what a 40+ thousand maniacs that are wearing navy and orange, screaming UTSA can do to an opposing team, right? We've just got to do it. It's a distinct home field advantage, and we've got to utilize it 100% of the way. Now, hopefully, this turnaround has allowed some of our players to to recover. Because I think if we look at the North Texas game, I think you saw some mass substitutions in the second half. You saw Frank not play, and he was fine. So I think maybe just getting players, out of the game, healthy, get them ready for this game. I don't know, 5 days to turn around, right? To recover. I know they're young kids, right? And you know what it's like. It's just we hope it happens. What's working in our favor? Traveling from Denton to San Antonio was a very short trip, so they were back in their own beds, sleeping. Western Kentucky has to come here. Much longer flight. Longer flight. It's a bigger day of travel for them than it is for us. And then they're obviously kids used to traveling because they play on the road, but they still are in a strange place, right? So we got that going for UTSA. We really need our offensive line to play phenomenal again, to get back to the standards that they were playing at during the Western Kentucky game, during earlier games in the season. I think the kids got worn down. They played at such a high level that they probably did get worn down. That by the time you hit the 12th game, they were just, worn out. And maybe the pressure of trying to be 12-0 was too much for them. I do know we do miss Tariq Woolen. Well, he's a senior, right? And he's one more player back there that you have in the rotation, right? So when you start blitzing and kids get a little too tired to get back into pass coverage after blitzing a couple times, you have him in the rotation. So it's gonna be interesting. I'd love to see if Sincere has zip in his legs again. He did seem slow, not slow. That's hard to say, but he did seem very tentative against North Texas. Let's hope he plays again with abandon, reckless abandon, and we get it going. We got to get it going early, and we got to put it on Western Kentucky, force them into one thing only, and that's passing. They love to pass the balls. They're going to pass a lot anyway, but we still have to take away the run. If we don't take away the run 100% early, it's going to be a long day. It really is. We managed to prevent them from being able to run the ball up in Bowling Green, so let's make sure we keep that going. There were 3 defensive linemen out for North Texas. Let's hope that they find their way back into playing. It was an overall bad game, but we can't do anything about that right now. All we can do is focus on winning the first conference championship in UTSA history. Now, let's talk about if it doesn't happen, right? Let's talk about the possibility of leaving the Dome Friday night at around 9:30 with our second loss on the season. Is the season a wash? Is the season done? Is it dead? Was it worthless? No, absolutely not. Because here's what we have to look at. In the last 2 years, we've already won 18 games. Would you take back-to-back 9-win seasons? That's a serious question. And that's the way we have to look at it. Would you take back-to-back 9-win seasons? I know it was disappointing the way the game unfurled, rolled out, whatever you want to say, up in Denton. But wouldn't you take 9 wins 2 seasons in a row? I know I would, because that helps with the recruiting going forward. That helps with getting into a bowl game. And it helps with if there's a chance to be on TV and they know we've won 9 games in multiple seasons, right? Then we'll find a chance on TV when we play, say, I don't know, next year. We go to Austin, right? The game might not be on Longhorn Network. It might actually be on regular TV at 11 or whatever the game is. Chances are we're going to be an 11 o'clock game, right? Simply because it's UT and the contract they have. They love playing the 11 o'clock games on what is it, Fox? So expect it to be an 11 o'clock game if we somehow make it on TV when we play them. But it'll be early in the year, so there's a good chance we go into that game. I don't know when we play them, but we could go in that game undefeated. They go in it undefeated. We're darling in everybody's eyes except for Jesse Palmer. I mean, that's still bothering me a little bit because I know it was a rough game for the Roadrunners, but what have the Roadrunners done, or what expectations they set for everybody that he's going to say, come on, UTSA, that's garbage on national TV on College Game Day when he's never said, man, UTSA, that's really great. You know, he's never said the converse whenever we've done the opposite. You know, miracle wins, right? Come from behind. No, they're like, oh, and their miracle season's continuing, and they just gloss over. But the first chance they had to dogpile on us, they did. It's a weird phenomenon. I don't get it because it's not like UTSA was number 5 and complain about not being in the playoff like Cincinnati fans are. Right now they're in the playoff, but if they lose to Houston, will he say, oh, come on, Cincinnati, that's I doubt it. I really do. So I don't know who peed in his Wheaties, who kicked his dog or whatever for him to blurt that out there. Yeah, I know. UTSA wasn't tackling that well that day. Well, there were some reasons, but it's okay. You lace them up, you play the football game, right? And so let me ask you this. We go to the bowl game. We're going to a bowl game. We lose that bowl game. We finish 11-3. That's on the table. How are you going to feel? Are you going to say, there's no way I'm going to the Dome next year? This is just terrible. 3-game losing streak to end the season. I hope no one has those feelings for a couple reasons. We've seen 3-game losing streaks. We've seen 4-game losing streaks. We've seen 5-game losing streaks. We've been 4-9, 4-8. Sorry, 4-9. Maybe 4-9. You ain't even been going to a bowl game to get that 13th game, right? 4-8. We've been 3-9. Heck, we've had a winning thing. We've been 6-5 and still sat at home. I am telling you right now, I would rather be 11-0 and lose North Texas the way we did every year than be 5-6 and have to win the way North Texas did just to be 6-6. We're guaranteed a bowl game. They're not, right? So to put things into context, this is a great season. And let's remember that. We've hit December. Christmas is coming up. And we just finished Thanksgiving. Let's be thankful. Let's really be thankful. Let's get out there, support the kids. I hope you got your tickets already. I got my tickets already. I got my hospitality pass already. I got my parking pass already. I'm staying overnight in a hotel. I'm going to live it up on the Riverwalk, win, lose, or draw, because San Antonio's my hometown. I haven't done that, stayed overnight in the Riverwalk in a long time. Haven't spent time on the Riverwalk. Well, 2 years now. It's 2019 was the last time. And I really hope the last time 2019 doesn't play out again, because I had to go to an emergency room because someone fell into the Riverwalk. We won't mention any names, but it's a great story if you ever ask me, because that will always remember that New Year's, because I spent it in the hospital. Wasn't me, but I spent it in the hospital, and I will never forget that because it'll be with me for forever. And then here we are 2 years later, going to be down on the Riverwalk, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun no matter what happens. All right, Roadrunners, see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Peace out and birds up.